Yes, Maya, you can go ahead.
Hi. I was just wondering in terms of the peers in the classroom. And like I know that some students with learning difficulties do go to special schools, but there are some that go to mainstream schools. And your peers do affect you in the classroom, and especially in terms of helping someone with a learning difficulty. And how would I think my question is just like how can other students help? Yeah.
That's a wonderful question. I think sometimes teachers think they've got to do it all, or they've got to have a teacher aide. Um, and you're absolutely right that peers will teach so much more. And that's one of the advantages of being in an inclusive classroom, because these kids are surrounded by students who have the ability to teach them, if not directly, but by the student copying, watching what they're doing, the modelling of the behaviours. And we found in our study, our students particularly wanted to do work that was like their peers. And once they are doing work like their peers, they can get help. They can also help other ones. And some of the teachers that when they, like the teacher who taught the student to use a graphics calculator, she very explicitly wrote out the steps for him, but then for any adjustments that she made two copies. She laminated the copies. She put one on the front desk so that any student in the class could come up and use it, and she gave one to the student with Down syndrome. And it was really interesting to watch how the other kids were using these resources. And so what helps one student helps the others, and then these kids can talk to each other and help one another. But more explicitly, what you were talking about of peers helping, I watched that the second student there with his red calculator, he had a friend without any disability who just enjoyed his company, and they were just great mates, and they supported them a lot. And then one lesson, this young fella, he taught the other student, he taught him about right angle triangles, and that was really a powerful moment. He'd finished and they were doing revision, and so he took it on himself to teach him about right angle triangles because they were going on to do Pythagoras' theorem. So yeah, thanks for that. That's a really important point.